Alright, welcome to Will's Wheelhouse. Today we're going to be replacing the fender on a 1995 BMW 318 IS. This one has seen better days, and I'll show you the fender itself. It's hit something, and it's pretty much damaged the fender. I'm not going to take the time to try and straighten it out or anything like that. It's in my opinion, beyond repair. The way to get the fender off is you'll need to remove the weather stripping under the hood that mounts right here. There's some bolts. There's one right here. A couple are missing. And one right here. And then under this panel, which actually the wiper blade transmission assembly goes through it, there's a couple 10mm bolts that you'll need to remove. They actually hold the hinge on, and the hinge sandwiches the fender to the body of the car. So we've got these bolts here. There's a few that mount this trim piece to the fender. There's a couple bolts up underneath, one right here and one right here. And sometimes they do glue this fender right here onto the car. You'll open up the door. After you open the door, you'll see there's a bolt right there and one right there. Alright, you'll need to remove the bumper, and to do that, you'll take this trim piece off, and it just pops out. There's two bolts right here, two on the other side. This is a little panel that you remove as well. Two bolts there, and then there's a few that are up underneath the bumper that mounts the splash shield to the bumper and the inner fender wells. Alright, now with the bumper removed, these were the two that held the driver's side on, the driver's side of the bumper. These are the two that held the passenger side. Then you had a couple screws, fog light wiring, another fog light wire, air temperature sensor that went into the air duct that goes from the bumper to that hole there, and then you had a couple screws there. This panel just came off all the way. These are the screws that I was talking about. There's one right there, one right here, and one right there. So you got three screws here, and then the ones on top of the fender, and the two in the door, two under the bolts are loose. Be careful with this when you take these bolts out. This shock, this hood strut wants to make the hood fall down and go at weird angles, but just loosen up the bolt and you'll be able to peel it out from underneath there, if I'm not mistaken. Got it off the whole car. Like I said, there's only a couple bolts, and keep in mind the shim that was put on there. But the fender's off. This is one, like I said, is all creased. Found one at a salvage yard that is the exact same color. And even has the grade at the bottom, just like this one did. The only thing that I need to do is take this trim piece off and install it on the other fender, because the last person to own the car that this came off of ran a screw in there to hold it to the fender. It's actually got some pop clips, and don't forget your side turn signal light. Take it off the original one. Alright, so the fender is back on. The fender I took off, where the hood hinge went, it was cut out, so they just needed to loosen these two bolts and the fender slid out, but the actual fender has holes in it, not a slide, so you will need to remove this. Like I said, be careful with this hood. When you disconnect the bracket down here, it wants to flop all over the place and probably bend the hood, so have an assistant help you. Everything lined up pretty well. Getting ready to reinstall the light. No more dent. The color's just a hair off, but it's not that noticeable. I mean, if you're really up on it, you can. Now, when you're finished bolting this up, you want to check your door gap. Make sure it's even all the way around. Check the door by opening it up. Make sure it doesn't rub on anything. This one lines up just right. After you tighten up all your bolts on top of the fender, you're gonna check your hood gap. Make sure the gap is nice and even. Just be careful when you're lowering the hood. This has a pretty uniform gap all the way up. And on the other side, it's pretty uniform as well. Except right there, I might need to tweak that just a little bit. Finish closing the hood. Make sure the hood is secure. And check your gap again. And it all lines up. One other thing I meant to mention is the fender